Hi, this is item number TR104 and it's the HeartSine AED. And with me from Pro Trainings is Keith, the Managing Director, and he's going to tell us all about AEDs. But firstly, Keith, can I ask you, what is an AED?
AED is an automatic external defibrillator. You've seen them probably on casualty programs like that where they shock the heart. Older films, they have two little paddles like this, but now they're a sticky pad. So basically an AED is a way of, if someone goes into cardiac arrest, is starting their heart back again into a normal rhythm.
Right, okay then. So that could happen anywhere. So where would you find an AED?
Right, AEDs, first place is an ambulance. So obviously if we're still dialing 999, even if you have one of these, because the ambulance or hospitals will have them. But they're also out in the community. They're in different areas. You might have them in converted telephone boxes, outside businesses. In fact, outside your offices, you've got an AED in the building next door. And if you see a community AED, you can access it. There often be locked cabinets with a keypad on the front.
Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
So all you need to do is to dial 999 or get someone else doing 999 because you might be doing chest compressions or CPR at this stage, and they will give you the code over the phone. So there's a national database of all AED units. We've got them at our offices as well. So if you dial 999, there's one near, someone can be sent to that location. For example, right now, there's 2 AEDs within probably 2 minutes drive of exactly where we are.
All right, so you can get your hands on them very quickly. Can anyone use an AED? Because they look quite complicated.
Yeah, they look quite complicated, and there's loads of different brands out there, but they all basically work the same. You turn them on, and the unit will talk to you. So it will tell you exactly what you need to do. So the whole time it will tell you, and the most important thing is once this AED arrives, if you're doing chest compressions, you want to put it on straight away.
Right.
But the unit will talk you through every single stage of what to do. And anyone can use one of these. Yes, it looks quite an fancy lump of electronics, but anyone can use one because it's a life-saving device. In fact, if you get one of these on someone quickly, the chance of survival drops to about 10% every minute. So if you can get someone collapsed, going to cardiac arrest, put one of these on very, very fast. You could get this on maybe in 2 minutes. You have the chance of bringing them back. If you've got to wait 8 minutes for an ambulance to arrive, then that's obviously their chances down to around about 20%.
Wow, so it's very imperative to get one of these very quickly. So there's many AEDs on the market and also out in the community. So what makes this one different?
So this is the HeartSine AED. We've found this one to be very user-friendly because there's different types of it, there's different versions. There's 3 key versions. The first one is a standard AED. All of them talk to you. All of them have the same buttons on the front. So we've got an on-off button, and the button in here is the shock button.
Right.
There is another version where you don't have the shock button. It's called an automatic AED. This is a semi-automatic. And the automatic one, you'll put the pads on. It will detect whether it's a shockable rhythm, in other words, a rhythm that the AED unit will work with, and it will automatically give the shock. It will tell you beforehand to stand clear, so you won't get a shock yourself. But that's the automatic. And then this particular one we've got here also helps with your CPR. So as you're pushing down on the chest, it will tell you if you're pushing too fast or too slow, or whether you need to push harder, deeper into the chest. So it's giving you guidance because it's detecting what you're doing through the pads.
That's really clever. So all you literally do is have to listen to the instructions and follow them.
Yeah. If you're experienced, then you'll probably get ahead of the instructions with it because the instructions are going to be there for somebody who's never used one before. If you've never used one of these before, I guarantee that you could put this on, listen to what it says, and follow it through. But also, you've still got the 999 service. So the ambulance control will be able to talk you through what to do as well. And because it's talking to you the whole time, it will then be able to, they'll be able to hear that as well. So they can help you. But confidence with these is simple. You could hand one of these to anybody and they'll be able to use it.
All right, that's fantastic. So what's inside?
Right, so this particular one has got an extra piece on the top. So when you open it up, the rest of the case, so this is the main AED unit itself. The rest of the case is where you can store spare pads, face shields, gloves, things like that. So this unit here is the basic AED unit. On the bottom is the pad section. So what you've got here is a cartridge where the pads and the battery are. So this will just pull out and you can just change it. So it's very easy to change the spare parts on it because it's all in one unit. So that just literally slides in till it clicks. This is the main unit. So if you just want something that's quite small, because a lot of the AED units are absolutely huge. So this is a very small one. The piece on the top is an optional extra. This is what they call the gateway. So what this does is it will actually link through Wi-Fi and it will monitor itself. So you've actually got all the data on there, because when you're using these AEDs, you want the data from here to help the hospital afterwards.
Yes.
Because when someone arrives at hospital, or maybe when they arrive in the ambulance, even when they get there, that's it. So if the ambulance arrives at 8 minutes, those first 8 minutes, no one knows what happened. They don't know about the heart rhythm, they don't know anything.
No.
So if you download the data of this, send it over to the ambulance patrol, then they'll have, or the hospital, they'll have all that data as well. Right. This one watches the maintenance, so they're very easy maintenance-wise. You can register these with the local ambulance service, and then you can actually go on their website and do checks every single week. Or if it's just yours, you're just really making sure that the function light, you see it's flashing, that just shows it's working. If it ever makes a beeping noise, then there's a problem with something on it. It might be the battery's low, it might be something else that's wrong with it. But it's a very, very simple thing. So literally, if you were using this for the first time, hit the button, it just flashes a little bit.
Adult patient, call for medical assistance.
So straight away it's
Remove
asking you to call the
clothing
emergency
from
services.
patient's chest to expose bare skin.
So literally it's taking that, 'cause you can't put this on clothing.
Pull green tab to remove pads.
And then it will just tell you what to do, pull the pads over, and that will just keep going with that cycle, because it's asking you to put the pads on as per the
Peel
picture.
pads from liner.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll just turn that off. So it'll go on until you put the pads in the right place. Then it will say, analysing heart rhythm, do not touch the patient. Because if you touch the patient, it's going to pick up your heart rate, and you want them for the patient's one. So that'll just go through, and if it recommends there's a shock. So the basic cycle is you would do your CPR or compressions if you're not comfortable doing the breaths, and when this arrives, get it on as quickly as possible and get that shot delivered as fast as possible.
Wow, okay, that's really informative. So everybody, don't be afraid of using an AED. It could save someone's life. And yeah, if it's going to talk you through like that, then we can all use one. So that is item number TR104, and that's the AED from HeartSine. So if you've never used an AED before, don't be afraid. It's going to come with instructions. It'll talk you through what you need to do, and you could save somebody's life.